It's news time. Information is power. The current. The news headline. Subsidy removal. Nans kick threatens to shut down Nigeria. The president of the National Association of Nigeria Students, Sunday Ashefon, threatening to shut down the country should the federal government proceed to remove subsidy from petrol. The organization called on Nigerians and its allied structures to be on the alert for further directives on the next action. The president of Nans, Sunday Ashefon, issued the threat during a press conference held in Abuja, saying that Nans was not totally against the regulation. The conditions for such already agreed upon must be out in place before the regulation. The 4 refineries are not functioning, and if they are functioning at all, it is at a near zero level. There is zero consultation with stakeholders to even consider issues around the regulation and why it should or should not be. The survival of Nigerian workers and their world is yet to be discussed, yet a date that may take lives out of them has been fixed. And therefore, the president of the National Association of Nigerian Students has said that it is the federal government needs to know that it is very sad that they are contemplating on something as critical as deregulating the petroleum sector without thinking it through and without consultation and without a robust debate. Who at a point in time they had actually listed a whole lot of states which they have observed to engage in in tampering with the fundamental human rights to freedom of religious or belief, and of which they have accused these states of trying to stampede on the people's freedom to the kind of religion they want to key into, and therefore they had actually placed a whole lot of countries on the list of which they'll be watching to see if they are going to involve themselves in religious violations. And therefore Nigeria was said to be on this list as at 2020, but in 2021 upgraded list, it was noted that the country, Nigeria, was not on the watch list as it was, and the administration of the United States says that they are committed to supporting every individual's right to freedom of religion or belief, including by combating and confronting violators of the abusers of this religious freedom right. Secretary of the States, Anthony J. Blinken, requesting that the United States should hold the government accountable for different acts of terrorism in the country. The United Kingdom is an excellent example of a country that took measures years ago to tackle the fraudulent votes of politicians, many of whom have banned from politics for a period of life, he said, and we need those measurements here because I am humble and firmly believe that major political actors involved in electoral fraud and who have been convicted must be excluded from any political participation for a long time. The biggest challenge facing the political system in many places is impunity for key political actors. And these were the words of an Akwa Ibom election commissioner, Mike Egini, who said that the politicians involved in election fraud should be banned from participating in politics, claiming that such measures have once been taken in the United Kingdom. The group Gates has said that some ministers of the President Muhammadu Buhari regime are actually part of those that are sponsoring terrorism, but have used their office or are using their office to get impunity and to run away from justice. And therefore, he said that the government officials are just using the shell of their office as haven, transit, and base of operations for terrorist activities. The Akwa Ibom election officer, Mike Egini, has therefore urged that the international body should actually take up legal resolutions in ensuring that ethical values in the performance of duties are actually put in place in the Nigerian political sectors.
The Attorney General of the Federation, who spoke in Abuja yesterday, said that the issue of pardon was not limited to repentant Boko Haram members, but could be extended to deserving cases. He said, generally speaking, that is why I am telling you that no possibility is ruled out, but then there has to be an approach for the government to consider. So, I cannot be preemptive in telling you clearly and outrightly that reconciliation perhaps is being considered without an approach to be made. It is the approach to be made, if at all any is made, that we will look into for the purpose of looking at it, the authenticity of it, the good faith associated with it, and then perhaps bring about the considerable factors related to negotiations or otherwise. So, it is not a conclusion that one can outright make without juxtaposing associated facts relating to the reconciliation. You cannot conduct or operate a conciliatory approach in the blues. It is never one-sided. There has to be an approach and then a counter-concentration. So, no approach in that respect is on table for consideration yet. So, we will cross the bridge when eventually we get to that. When perhaps a type of request is made, we will then consider it on why the Mambila power project was still being held down. Malami said the remaining obstacle to the project has been removed. He said the arbitration commenced against Nigeria by Sunrise Power Transmission Company of Nigeria Limited has been discontinued. Well, for the Sunrise, perhaps one good information or perhaps the hope for celebration that I wish to present for our consideration is the fact that Sunrise has indeed withdrawn its pending arbitral proceedings, in respect of which it was claiming against the interest of the federal government an amount in the region of around $1 billion. So, the information that calls for celebration is the fact that there is no pending impediment relating to Mambila project with the discontinuation of the Sunrise proceedings in Paris, the minister said. And this is the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, saying to the pressmen that actually interviewed him that the federal government is not outlooking the using political solution in solving the case at hand, as per the self-determination agitators who had been arrested for quite a while now. That is Sunday Adeyemo Igboho of the Yoruba Nation sect that had been agitating for the freedom of the Yoruba Nation, that is the breakaway from Nigeria, and also Nnamdi Kanu of the indigenous people of Biafra, which is also a secession group who wants to break away from Nigeria. And therefore, the Attorney General of the Federation says that in this regard, that they are not saying that they do not want to make use of political solutions to solve this issue, but for the government to take this into consideration, then a group or some group or anybody has to propose such to the federal government, and then they will look into it and see where they can actually come in after weighing the proposal. We know that the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Kanu, had actually been accused of engaging in activities that can destabilize the country, where he was been charged, 7 fresh count charges against him, which borders on terrorism and treasonable felony.
Thanks for listening.